So President Trump sat for a big sit-down interview with Axios' Jonathan Swan, made all kinds of news, had an interesting exchange on coronavirus and testing and deaths and all of those things. But he also had another very eyebrow-raising exchange regarding his thoughts and feelings on Ghislaine Maxwell. Let's take a listen to that.
Yeah, I wish you well. I'd wish you well. I'd wish a lot of people well. Good luck. Let them prove somebody was guilty. I mean, do you know that?
Oh, so you're saying you hope she doesn't die in jail? Is that what you mean by wish her well?
Her boyfriend died in jail, and people are still trying to figure out, how did it happen? Was it suicide? Was he killed? And I do wish her well. I'm not looking for anything bad for her.
This comes, of course, on the heels of previous comments that Trump had made about wishing her well, which caught everyone by surprise. I mean, first of all, he's trying to play this part like he doesn't really know what the allegations are. How can you not know? Everybody in the country knows what the allegations are, right? Jonathan Swan has to explain to him that she is being tried for sex trafficking, that is what she is accused of. And the other bizarre thing here, Rachel, is that we learned last week from one of the alleged survivors here that she had said that Bill Clinton had been on Jeffrey Epstein's island as well. That seems like the sort of thing that Trump would be all over, like delighted to talk about and go in on the conspiracy theories and the whole thing. And instead, he has this bizarre line that he's sticking to about how he wishes her well. Like, what is going on here?
It is super odd. I don't have an explanation for it other than like he's either not watching it closely or he is and has like thoughts he's not saying. It's the whole thing is very unclear. But to your point, like I wish more people were talking about the Bill Clinton thing, because that seems to be a very explosive element of this very weird story where it just keeps peeling back different parts of the onion.
Yeah.
You know, weird stuff keeps happening, and it's like if 2020 needed any other sort of alien story, like this was going to be it.
I know. It's so true. And just to be clear here, look, Bill Clinton has absolutely denied ever being on the island and certainly has absolutely denied any sort of sexual assault or statutory rape or anything to do with any of the young girls who are survivors here. However, Virginia Jeffrey is the second person who has placed Bill Clinton on that island. There was a worker there who said they saw him there as well. So, yeah, people out there have a lot of questions, and media is barely covering any of this. There was a little bit of news about it when the documents were unsealed. But just to recall the way that the president initially handled this question about Ghislaine Maxwell, let's take a listen to his original comments on this.
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
So he says he met her numerous times, which is true. There's pictures of him, you know, with Epstein as well. He used to talk about how he knew him for a long time. He kind of smartly distanced himself from Epstein. And he also made these comments that are very well known about how, you know, Epstein loves women, some of them very young. He may love women even more than me, right? So he knows these people, right? You can't deny that you were in some of the same circles. That doesn't mean that you did anything wrong. But I just don't understand why he has such a bizarre response here when he's asked again about Ghislaine Maxwell and why he pretends that he doesn't have any idea what's going on with the story.
Well, I think it's also, even if you don't want to say anything about Ghislaine Maxwell in particular, what she's being accused of doing is horrific.
Yes.
Right? It's sex trafficking on a level that I've never seen before.
Global scale, pyramid scheme,
Covered
over
up
decades.
For years.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. And so even if you don't say anything about her, you can condemn that. You should condemn that in like the strongest terms, right? And so it's bizarre to me that there's silence on that point. But again, it's bizarre to me that the mainstream media, who thrives on scandals like this, right?
Yeah.
Every single scandal you can possibly imagine gets like 10 days of coverage. I mean, remember when Trump wrote with a Sharpie on that map about the hurricane? Like literally MSNBC covered it for like 6 days.
That was a great story.
Right.
Fair.
So, but like, this is like their bread and butter, yeah. Right? And so the absolute like an agreement across the board to like not talk about it more than like 20 or 30 seconds a night is weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It is bizarre. And I think you put it correctly, which is like, okay, you've got care and concern for Ghislaine Maxwell. Where's the care and concern for the women who are, you know, survivors of what happened and what unfolded over years and what Ghislaine Maxwell is being accused of? And so have not heard that tone from the president yet. All right, tomorrow on Rising, an all-star panel is back, and Stepman and Don Calloway are going to join us to chop it up. We're going to get an update from the Trump campaign, and macroeconomist Dean Baker is going to join us as well to talk about his new book. Excited for that as well. Rachel, thank you again. Fabulous job. Rachel will be back in the house again tomorrow. Everybody have a great day.
Bye, guys.